Hey everyone, how are you? Ready for another Beatles Finds? I know I am. I'm very excited about some of these finds that I got pretty recently. A lot of them are going to be American albums in upgraded condition. Now, we've made a lot of videos, a lot of us here in the vinyl community lately, introducing the Beatles. This is one that's version 2. But it's one of the cleanest copies that I've seen. The only thing is there was a little bend in the corner. It's hardly even worth noting. As I say, it's version 2. You can see by the track listings there. But it's in addition to being very clean, what I really love about this is the quality of the vinyl. And you can only see so much on a video, but this thing is really an unplayed. Of course, you can see the original label there. It looks like this thing came out in 1964, and I just purchased this the first day of release as far as the record goes. It looks like it's never been played. There is not a scuff on it, a mark of any kind on it. And I went like an extra mile for this album. I think I'm pretty well satisfied now on my copies of Introducing the Beatles, at least version 2. Anyway, very happy about that. Now, I'm a fan of the Capitol albums, the U.S. albums, and in fact, I'm going to be doing a video at some point in the not too distant future, but I don't know exactly when, where I'm going to be talking about the Capitol album specifically and why I like them and how I'm going to defend them. But lately I've been on a quest to get both the mono and stereo issues of these albums with the shrink wrap on them where I could find them. Now, I went to my flea market of all places, and you don't expect to have great buys at a flea market, and I actually found this copy of Beatles 65 original still in the shrink wrap. It's a stereo copy, and I think the stereos are a little harder to find with the original shrink on them. I'm going to say right from the top when I show some of these albums that I have here in shrink that I'm always a little skeptical, because I know that a lot of times people can be unscrupulous and they can rewrap original albums and make them appear to be in their original shrink when they're not. But you have to look for the Capitol breathing holes. Sometimes there's little holes punched in here in the shrink wrap, and I believe that's one of the telltale ways of being sure. And these albums I'm going to show each have the breathing hole in it, so that's good. You got the inner sleeve. The inner sleeves are no problem anyway. At my record store always has a bunch of spare inner sleeves if I ever want to change an inner sleeve, get the correct matching color. We can do that. Unfortunately, I have the quality of this album looks very good. It needs a cleaning though, just a little dusty cleaning. But overall, it looks pretty good. I haven't checked. There's a book by Perry Cox and the U.S. Albums Guide, and I haven't checked to see exactly what I have here. For what it's worth, on the back of the cover here, it has the number 3 on it on the lower right corner. So, very happy to have this. I'm going to save my commentary on the actual records themselves, the quality of them, until I do my video that I get around to. Now, here's one that really happy to find. I'm happy to find all of these. This is a original stereo copy of Sgt. Pepper in the shrink wrap. So this will never be opened. It does have, it came with all the original inserts, and it has everything that you're supposed to have. And as I say, even if I got this at my regular record store, even if they don't have the original materials, the inner sleeves and the inserts, he's got a whole backlog to piece them together, Frankenstein them together when he goes to sell them. But I'm thinking, this is probably not a 1967 press. I don't think, maybe a later one, maybe 1968 or something. I mean, it had, here's the label. Again, the record's in pretty good condition, excellent condition. I mean, why kid around? I mean, maybe a little dusting is necessary, but this looks excellent. One of the telltale signs here to find out is when you look at the song "With a Little Help from My Friends." Originally, the first presses said "A little help from my friends." There was no "with" at the beginning. This one says "with," so it's not right off the press first pressing. But again, hopefully this video does it some justice. I mean, this is immaculate. Again, looks unplayed. And because I love these albums so much, and they're what I grew up on, I am going to really make it a mission and passion of mine to get them as close as I can to Shrink. You know, next one here, following right along, is Magical Mystery Tour in the Shrink. Now, I've never seen one of these in shrink wrap before. I was a little skeptical of this one. This one hung up on the wall for many months. I think almost a year. But one thing I did notice, there's a little stamped letter E here in kind of green ink, still residue from that on the Shrink. And the same thing on the back. You'll note an E up there. I think it's an E. And you know, it had the breathing holes in it. Again, you're talking about a record that's beautiful. The records are all beautiful. Whether this is these are the actual records that came with these, or whether they were later substituted in just to make an overall sellable package of minty goodness. I don't know, but these are all like brand new, and I'm really moving along well, getting these albums. All right. My record store had a copy of the German album, Beatles for Sale. This is not an original. This one I think is a 70s repress. I bought this not being I was pretty sure I had this original copy on the white Odeon label. After I bought this, I went and checked my collection, and sure enough, I had it. I might not have bought it if I really was 100% sure that I had it, but this was in nice condition, even though it's a repressing. Hold on a second. I just want to check something while I have it here. Actually, this says made in Holland. I thought this was German. It says made in Holland. So it's on the Parlophone label. So maybe I have a more pleasure out of getting this, because the one I had, the original on the white label Odeon, is the German, and this one is Holland. Huh. That's interesting. Although I don't see any on the back cover. I don't see it. It says printed in Germany on the back. Do I have a German sleeve and a... Maybe I am upset. I don't... We'll figure this out one way or the other. Okay, I picked this up. There was a collection that my store had gotten. I have this already, but this was a little... I guess you'd call it an upgrade. It's Harry Nilsson with Ringo Starr also appearing, is why, you know, I have it from my Beatles collection. From the movie Son of Dracula. I always like the way this kind of opens up. This gatefold opens up like, I guess, a vampire bat. The cape. The reason that I got this upgrade is because it's an RCA stamp promo. It's a promo copy, not for sale, promotional use only. It's in the corner here. You can see the stamping, and that's the reason that I got it. The one I have, I don't think it was quite as pristine as this, although it's very close. The actual label I'm not going to show because it's not a white label promo. According to my store owner, the RCAs don't have white label promos. This is the inner sleeve. It's very, very frail paper, very easily torn. And it's got, I guess, it's an iron-on patch that comes with the album. It says "Bite It." Okay. This next item here is the final item. It was from the same collection, another promotional copy of the McGear album. This is Mike McCartney, aka Mike McGear, Paul's brother. And I never bothered with this album, but because it was a promotional copy, I figured I'd go ahead and get it. Yeah, it says on the top, promotion not for sale on the very top. That's the way the record is. That's it for this Beatles Finds. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm off today, and I think I'm going to head over and hang out at the record store after this video. Take care.